An Orcish Yule by Toecutter. 'Twas the last night of Orc Yule, and in the great hall the orcs were all sleeping, the big and the small. The warriors' braids were coiled so tight as they snuggled with lovers in the chill of the night. Their boots by the hearth in rows very neat would soon contain gifts instead of their feet. The smalls had prepared them and cleaned off the mud. The warriors even had washed off the blood. Then filled them with straw for Odin's fierce horse, the 8-legged Sleipnir, a mere snack of course. With swords in their scabbards, the axe put away, the orcs they had pledged to no killing this day. The All-Father Odin tonight brings no fear. That wandering traveler, the Lord of the Spear, brings gifts to his children, the young and the old, a year filled with bounty and reprieve from the cold. The evergreen tree stands erect in the hall, bearing trinkets and treasures placed there by all. For 12 days of feasting and drinking and glee, they told stories, sang songs, and danced round the tree. It's promised that life shall return in the spring. To All-Father Odin a prayer they would bring. Now in the hearth the warm fire burned low. Upon 2 small orcs it cast a soft glow. They'd woke in the night to answer the call, now tiptoed their way across the great hall. When just about ready to crawl into bed, they heard a small scuffle and a bump overhead. A slide, then a scrape, then a thud by the door. The look that they shared said, "It's Odin for sure." They dove to the tree and hidden its limbs, and watched as All-Father let himself in. His ravens of black were right at his side. He carried a sack made of tanned buckskin hide. His cloak was robust to brace from the cold, but the rest of his clothes looked scruffy and old. He made no more sound as he moved with his load. He floated on feathers, or maybe tiptoed. At the neat line of boots he set his sack down, then he opened it up, and he rummaged around. He gathered the straw, a good snack indeed, for mighty Sleipnir, his 8-legged steed. Then into each boot he placed quite a thing, and gave a soft grin at the joy it would bring. And when he had filled each boot from his sack, he started to leave it slung on his back. But he stopped at the tree, and he gave it a look. The small orcs in the limbs sort of trembled and shook. Then they saw his one eye, and it gave them a blink. No, that blink was too hard. He gave them a wink. His grin crept from under the spread of his beard. The orcs now cared nothing for which they had feared. Then he turned on his heel and he made for the door. All-Father's visit was over once more. And as they both watched Orc brother hug sister, they'd both swear an oath that they then heard him whisper, "Come, Hugin, come, Munin, come now to my side. To another great hall we quickly must ride." They flew to their lord and left with great haste. He was there but a moment, no time did he waste. The orcs dashed to the door, and a sound filled their ear. The blast of a horn, so distant yet clear. Then a voice on the wind, like a howling wolf call, "Blessed Orc Yule to one, blessed Orc Yule to all."